starting a little bit more on time than I thought. About to get we're about to get MJ versus FLT on Valley Fortress. Very strange. Well, uh, not one that you commonly see in the tournament. Normally, a strong C hold is very common here, but let's see what FLT decides to do. FLT being Fomalhaut, and I believe MJ being MingJiang? Jiang? Jian? Doo -doo -doo -doo. This will be the second day of second round elimination. Yeah, Ming actually is MingJiang from JC. Does have a lot of got a high battle score, but let's see how well they do against one of the top four from previous season. Does look like the attack is going to be fairly easy for A and B. A lot of Tundra humans for both sides. Tundra humans being a very popular pick. We also have quite a few berserkers coming out for Fomalhaut. Fomalhaut choosing to go definitely probably going to seem to hold slightly at the A point. We got some forward position and some guys already falling back towards the C point. Nice to see you, Coden, again. Looking at some names, this Triple X is new to me. I think I've seen some of these names before, but I'm not 100% sure. I can be sure of Coden, though. Coden's definitely been one of the few names I recognize straight off the bat for Fomalhaut. Siege towers are being a little bit slow, getting delayed, in fact, by these longbows. Longbows being very annoying with their um, attacks from a distance. Great for harassing the enemy at every turn. Very little cover that these guys can take. Does not look like MJ's got very much to deal with these longbows. No longbows of their own. I doubt the muskets can also challenge them at this distance. Prepping really hard on the right-hand side. They do get the left-hand side siege tower up. Middle side siege tower still being delayed again. Does look like a sort of forward defense. We've got around about 5 guys from Fomalhaut probably going to challenge this first assault. Not very seeing very much, but does look like MJ is getting pushed back. Here comes a barrage from Metallators, Imperial Pike Marches, and some Spear Militias at the front. Just delaying tactics right now. Fomalhaut is doing a massive retreat. Does look like most of them get out. No one's died so far, but we're looking at a heavy unit lead for MJ. MJ actually having up to 1,600 units available. That's pretty impressive. Let's see if they can burn through all of them. Mass number of cavalry bursting through. Definitely going to be a mistake if MJ does go forward with this, because I do believe Fomalhaut will be ready for them. Does look like Vorderasio is down. Keshigs getting their tail end of them as they pull off the charge. Here comes some Tundra humans trying to force their way up. Definitely a mistake for MJ to think that they could burst through like that. Fomalhaut, they shouldn't have underestimated Fomalhaut there. Definitely a seaside, sorry, a sea point hold. I should have expected this, although worth trying. The losses are minimal so far, losing only 1 Tundra and a couple of Keshigs. MJ is still packed with units to go. The approach for C will be interesting for MJ. C will be very difficult. Fomalhaut should have the advantage, and not to mention if it, well, yeah, just straight up, Fomalhaut will have the advantage at the C point, reinforcing fairly easily, and also getting good flanking shots. Here comes a climb. We've got some Metalloloris at the front. Berserkers in the mix, just slaughtering through. It will be very difficult for heroes to beat up Berserkers. Berserkers having tons of health. We've got a couple of, how to say, what are they called again? Namcans. The Namcans are shooting towards the C point. Great for dealing damage over time. That bleed will be a pain in the ass. It's a good choice. Having the Namcans shoot towards this point will definitely bring down the Berserkers eventually. But it will be a while before they are taken out. Nice. More sacrifices coming up these ladders. Does look like these Berserkers are trying to survive as best they can, but I do believe one of them has fallen already. Every single Berserker down means the efficiency for their rage goes down as well. We've got a Ballista actually being deployed by MJ on the backside wall here. Very interesting spot. This Expedition Knight's better be careful. It's getting blasted to pieces by a Treb. Does look like it takes two good shots there. I think 4 of them died. Not massive losses, but definitely wounded. Does not look like MJ is going to take much advantage of that. But here comes another Treb. We've got some Halberdiers at the front. Berserkers also still murdering these free food for them. Berserkers are going to be very difficult to deal with. In this case, Berserkers will just continue to rotate out in and out. They've got multiple Berserkers. Big push coming out on the left-hand side. Otherwise, the alternate stairs. Be interesting to see if there is any ranged units to suppress the stairs. Very easy to get on angle in here. Does look like we've got some Metallators on the backs, on the inner walls, shooting directly downwards. This is shooting fish in a barrel. Lots of death will come out, or at least lots of damage. These Minotaurs do scare these guys off. Losing 200 units like this is not good for MJ. MJ has barely gotten anything off the sea, if at all anything. A little bit more cap. Berserkers still being a pain in the ass. A big sacrifice coming out of here with Winged Hussars and Tundra Humans getting caught by Imperial Pike Guard, but the Berserkers do seem to clean them up fairly easily. Very strange for a Winged Hussar to just walk down that way. Probably a waste. Does look like the metallic doors on the alternate stairs does seem to have been shaken off or reloading. The push has begun here on the backside stairs, taking out that border brusher fairly easily. But here comes Expedition Knights to reinforce the position. Some Imperial Pike Guards on the backside, although these Winged Hussars turning around, trying to catch anything that was going to go into the point, but it looks like it fails. Winged Hussars from both sides cleans up an entire pile. Massive hit for Fomalhaut. MJ definitely losing tons of units right now. We are looking at kind of an even score here, but at the beginning we had like 300 odd units in favor of MJ. This is massive losses. I don't think MJ is going to be able to sustain this kind of defeat, especially since there has been very little gain. I do believe that throughout this entire section at the B point, Fomalhaut has only lost around about 100 units. That's around about, that should, well, 100 troops. That should be around about 3 units worth. But we're looking at tons of units coming out from MJ. Mostly probably from the tier 4 line, Imperial Pikes in the main mash, including a lot of low tier surf type units. But definitely not looking good from holding the C point fairly well. I do believe it will just come down to massive attrition, unable to deal with anything, able to deal with basically anything that MJ throws at them. Fomalhaut will hold this C point. That is my prediction. MJ not looking good. Cannot gain any advantage. And definitely that large battle shows that Fomalhaut knows what they're doing. They've got contingencies ready. At the very least, they have ways to just deal with a major push. MJ's got to really decide what kind of strategy that they will employ in order to defeat these people. Berserkers, Berserkers are strong. They have sustain. They're difficult to deal with just for heroes. Namkans does look like has been Namkans look to be have been dealt with. No more arrow fire towards the C point. Would actually, I don't know. Tools available seem to be minimal. Berserkers here again on the C point. Holding the C point will be easy. There's nothing substantial to deal with them. Actually, a grape shot takes out 2 of the Berserkers. Only 5 of them left now. Grape shot does go down, although there's only 5 Berserkers left. Then Pike Militia might actually be able to do it, but they need substantial numbers and stun on brace. Push on the main stairs, in fact, Fomalhaut is rotating a lot of their guys towards the section. Imperial Pike March moving right across, dealing with some Tundra humans. Winged Hussars creeping up that stairs, but does not look like they'll be able to break through. Otherwise, they just probably pincushion themselves into a Fort Braccio here. Another huge loss for MJ. Here comes a Tundra human coming down these stairs. Probably free. We're gonna Fomalhaut killing 8 of the heroes from MJ. Does look like Fomalhaut wants to keep going. Wouldn't be surprised. Definitely going to murder every single one of the MJ right here. Both assaults, both primary assaults being absolute failures. Very unfortunate for MJ. Definitely shows that Fomalhaut is strong though. Now heavily on the back foot. Even if you can spawn next to the C point, I would not even bother with Fomalhaut massively on the ground here. It's just going to be a manhunt, even with 700 units available for MJ. MJ is scattered, cannot hold a single piece of ground right now. We've got Tundra humans routing the enemy, and even if they can hold off the Tundra humans, mass numbers of infantry has followed. Difficult to stand your ground against both Berserkers and Tundra humans, 2 of the only units that have the trifecta of constant sustain, damage, and tankiness. There are other units such as the Iron Reapers and Expedition Knights that have these kinds of features, but not to the level of Tundra humans and Berserkers. Probably Tundra humans less on the sustain section. Tundra humans just a ridiculously strong cavalry. So they have speed to amp up their tankiness and amplify their damage. Oof, definitely not looking good. 500 units in favor of the defenders. They're just deciding to sally out indeed. Here comes the Tundra human mass. More heroes die. Does look like we're probably getting some permadeath. 3.5 minutes of just Fomalhaut running down MJ. MingJiang will probably be sorely disappointed with the performance of this battle. Again, the attack on Valley Fortress, a very difficult one to pull off, especially at the C point. But sometimes a response at the C point does call for range units, making use of those Namcans. But the Namcans did get mostly, become ineffectual, mainly because either half the unit died at some point, or it just could not deal enough damage to deal with the Berserkers. We're not Very little death coming out for Fomalhaut players, but definitely we're looking at probably a lot of permadeaths coming out for MJ. MJ doing fairly terribly here, although that is to be expected. Nearly, actually, it ended early. I didn't realize that they actually permadeath everyone. Oof, that must be a killing blow to the morale of MJ here. Let's hope they can perform better on the defense. Hello, the bear. I hope you're enjoying. Unfortunately, the first match for Fomalhaut, between MJ and Fomalhaut, does show that Fomalhaut's just gonna absolutely crush MJ at this point. I don't think there's much MJ can do. I don't actually have information on what their next set is. Oh, I take that back. Actually, we've got Fomalhaut attacking on Harbor City, but yeah, it's gonna be a stomp. Same with Crusaders yesterday. Oof. The top four teams definitely showing why they're the strongest right now. Coordination. Uh, well, I mean, teamwork makes the dream works. Also, MJ probably didn't have a good strategy for attacking Valley Fortress. Definitely seemed like they tried to brute force it a lot, failing quite heavily in both attacks. It's very hard to say the very least. Like, giving the attackers usage of artillery and trebs, you really sometimes can't get over how easy it is for like a coordinated defending side to like bottleneck the enemy like this. Especially when there's like only two ways to get up. There's two ways to get up on the seaside, on the sea point. And if you're tunneled like that, you can sweep cavalry right through them, as they did. I mean, like the first attack getting swept up by two winged hussars will be a pretty good scene to watch. The coordination there was beautiful. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Really, MJ needed to make the fight go faster. They needed to push harder and not give up. The moment they slowed down their push was the end of it. Can't be static in that situation. Can't really think of very many good ways to attack C. Normally, you need to just somehow brute force your way through or gain an advantage. Metallitors on that stair side is a classic strategy. I've seen many people use ranged units, not just Metallitors. Even Tertials will do great. Shooting fish into shooting. It's like shooting fish in a barrel right there. Narrow corridor stairs directly down on the point. I mean, down the stairs. Massive point. Massive elevation damage as well. I'm not sure how bonus elevation damage is calculated, but it does factor in. So I've been seeing a lot of ranged units being deployed this season, especially since tertials. Tertials has been quite common. In fact, I'm very surprised. We've got to still see some Namcans. We did see some Namcans on Valley Fortress at other times as well. Does look like we are heading on to the next battle at Harbor City. This is going to be Fomalhaut's attack on Harbor City. Wonder if MJ is going to go for a ground battle or all in it for A. Their best chance is to all in it at A, but I do believe Fomalhaut is one of the few teams that is good at infantry. Although they're no slouch at cavalry either. Whew. MJ making a huge risk right here. Double cavalry for a lot of them. I think this might be a sally out, leaving a token forced to hold the A point just from heroes that might decide to climb. We have seen this strategy go terribly, in fact, other times, while at the same time go extremely well. The whole point of a sally out is to catch them unprepared. You think this is going to be over in 5 minutes? We'll see. Fomalhaut has tons of Imperial pikemen ready. We've got a couple of berserkers that won't do any good in a cav battle, but winged hussars and tundra humans, just one winged hussar though. But tons of Imperial pikes will hold strong against this number of cavalry. Well, at least for the time being. This exchange will probably either go extremely well or extremely badly. Fomalhaut actually down one guy. Seems like one guy disconnected at some point, carrying with him prefecture guards. Yeah, it was. It was. Maybe I should turn off my camera for a little bit. Maybe I should turn off my camera for a little bit when the lineups are coming out. Fomalhaut down one guy, but let's see if MJ can make use of that. Remember, there is no reset if a guy loses connection or if there is bad connection for the players. Massive cavalry already ready at this gate. This gate will be open really soon. I do believe that Fomalhaut suspects something. Two siege towers are not being pushed. Here comes the Trev. They were 100% ready for a sally out. Strangely enough, we have around about almost 1,400 units for both sides. A lot of units, in fact, probably because of the cheapness of Tundra Human. Good strategy right now. MJ hasn't committed to a full-on fight just yet. Couple of Tundra Humans getting caught on the backside. Left-hand side of the battlefield does seem to be pressured. Why are they retreating, is my question. We got some winged hussars coming through the front gate. Does not look like MJ committing. MJ just full on retreating out of that sally out. Definitely a bad decision, I would say. Conserving your forces is probably not a good idea at this stage, especially since the sally out being an absolute failure like that. I do believe the exchange just being people dying. I mean, losing out a couple of the cavalry just not good for you. Sally out. Also, when you're majority cavalry, you need to just take the fight. Every pike unit can be taken down fairly easily with overwhelming numbers. They should have just fought. We've got two players from MJ down. This is strange. MJ is losing. MJ just retreating out. Strange. These streams are normally delayed by 3 minutes. Oh, looks like I'm not sure what happened here. I think that was just I think they just did a forfeit. Did they just forfeit it? I mean, the bear, holy, your prediction was right. Done in 5 minutes. I mean, I did that even reach 5 minutes? I think that was over within three, like from the actual start of the battle to like when MJ started quitting. Hang on, I'm gonna see if we need an official statement. I'm gonna see what I get. I don't believe a call for a rematch was made. I do believe it's an automatic forfeit if this happens. It was a forfeit. Oh my god. That's gonna be disappointing. Man, that's gonna this would be I believe the third forfeit we've had in throughout the history of the tournament. We've had one not show up. We've had Cruz. Well, I mean, yeah. So there was one time where a team couldn't get all 15 players on. Then there was Christmas Sale who forfeited their lower bracket, and now that is disappointing. MJ has pulled out of the tournament with an automatic forfeit. Fomalhaut definitely showing off that they're too strong. It's going to be a while for the next battle. I mean, it's going to be a while for the next fight. So that's going to be disappointing. If anyone's watching the tournament right now, honestly, if you guys are watching the tournament right now, Fomalhaut just thrashed MJ so hard that they forfeited the second match. Literally, they just quit the second match after their sally out failed. I honestly think it would be more interesting to comment you guys fighting each other than it is this tournament right now. Definitely the top four teams, like Crusaders thrashed their team yesterday and Fomalhaut thrashed their team today. I mean, like Nope versus Crusaders. As much as I would give you the benefit of the doubt that they put up some kind of a fight, it wasn't really a contest when you look at the end result. Make sure the Aussies win. I don't know. The most like all of you guys are like, how many Aussies are in here? One, two, three. All of them. Where's Fyro? Fyro also needs to get on that. It'll be 20 whole minutes for the next set of battles to begin. Holy cow. Huh? Oh, Fyro. MJ forfeited. They forfeited the second match. So Fomalhaut wins. I don't know. They didn't give a reason. They just quit. I think it was because their sally out failed because Fomalhaut definitely showed like they knew something was up. Hey, these top 4 teams are no slouches. Yeah, they quit at the very beginning. The bear here bet that the match would be done in 5 minutes, and I'm pretty sure it was done within 5 minutes. I think it took only 3 minutes for the battle to be over. Yeah, because all of the players quit from the match. And there's very little precedent for rematches. So, oh, they should not be allowed. That's pretty brutal, man. After this after this kind of defeat, it would be very difficult for them to come back under the same name. But I mean, like you can also bet that they're probably their players. I don't know. Maybe some of the players will come back, probably under a different house. You never know. It's going to be a long time for the next set of matches, so I mean, I'll still be here. I'm just gonna browse. Probably leave that house. Yeah, no, I would totally leave that house at MJ. Like this is what I said when Christmas Sale refused to battle in the lower bracket. JC. It's from JC, and they have 46,000 points. That means their players all got above 2100 points. Yeah, these are JC players that grinded to hell on ranked in order to get into the tournament. Oh wait, no, sorry. They have 39,000 points. Where did I see the 49? I mean 46. Still, like most of their players would have been. Oh, I'd leave. Ah, maybe. Whoever made what cool? What are you talking about, Fire? Nah, I haven't seen Christmas Sale in a tournament since season 3. Oh no, wait. They were in the season 4 tournament. I think they didn't make it for the season 5. I think this will be the second season that they haven't had a team in. Yeah, yeah. When they introduced the lower bracket and like, oh man. Yeah, Christmas Sale definitely lost all of my respect when they refused to play the lower bracket. I mean, like they did say they were tired, but I don't know. I would have played on, man. You got your exams? Jeez. You're lucky we're not in the. You're lucky we didn't make it through the tournament. What? You have your exam tomorrow? Oh my god, Fire. What are you doing with yourself? Don't even probably watch the first battle because the first battle seems to be very uninteresting. Yesterday, Nope got destroyed by Crusaders, and today MJ gets destroyed by Fomalhaut. And if I'm not wrong, Tess is going to get destroyed by Kong Kong X. You just quit uni. You just quit uni for this semester, wouldn't you? The Kingdom versus Bretonnia one? Yeah, I think that will be an interesting one. Oh, Takeover versus Wildfire as well.
Oof, man. Although Takeover is still a pretty strong one. Stream with me! We both be commentating on the games. That way it'll be more interesting. Alright, go back to your study prep, and we'll see what happens in the next set of matches with VNHouse versus JCT. Strange name, JCT. I wonder what it stands for. Good luck, Vira, on your exam. I hope you pass it with flying colors. Yeah. Ah. Hello, Lord Sundering. Hello, Dillygaff. We're just in an intermission, a really long intermission, because the second battle ended anticlimactically. Like, very anticlimactically. You guys are just tuning in. We had just had the MJ versus FLT battle, and it was pretty brutal for MJ, getting completely thrashed at the C point on Valley Fortress, and MJ's sally out failing on their defense of Harbor City. FLT definitely are is a good team. They know strategy. Dance? No, I would never dance. I'll only dance if I want to, and that will probably never happen. Besides, you'd steal all my moves. Nah, I'm just kidding. Fucking, I'd, I'd be terrible at dancing. Dance, you wanna? Da 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 da. Maybe I still have the recordings. I believe it was last season. Constantinopolis, you'd normally have it like you had several sally outs on Constantinopolis, and I believe the sally out on Constantinopolis was stopped. I think both Hong Kong X and Fomalhaut both beat out a sally out. I believe the one who performed the sally out was Wildfire. Very surprising. Otherwise, my memory could be failing me. I'm not very good at remembering just random stuff. Nope, I didn't commentate for that one. It was the season before last season. Alright. Time to just relax for another 3 minutes before we might even see the next set of battles. Relaxing like a ball. We are the writing of history, the history about each and every one of us. Legends are not born out of thin air. They might begin with a charge, with the loosing of a single arrow, or with us bravely standing our ground. I like how Morgan does this. It's actually really good. I hope he comes back for at least for the top 8 matches, the semi-quarterfinals, or at least stage 2. He definitely should be the commentator for stage 2. And we're actually going straight into the next set of matches. VNHouse versus JCT on wall fort with VNHouse attacking. Good to see Rengar back on in VNHouse. Mouse as well. Or as they've always stayed in VNHouse. I'm forgetting. Nah, it's Rambo, isn't it? Rambo, the old leader of VNHouse. Haven't seen him in a long time. Do believe he has quit the game as of since. VNHouse being the very first winners of the tournament, but unfortunately not the CBL. I do believe that in its very early stages, VNHouse did win out, but back in those days we had unrestricted usage of artillery, and during the semi, well, like let's say semi-formal tournament, mostly just invitational tournament, I do believe VNHouse did win that as well, although defenders do have a massive advantage back in the day. Massive push coming out of a VNHouse on the small fort. Massive climb. JCT given up most of the, well, if not, has fallen back across the bridge. We've got probably two sets of Metallitor shooting right over directly at that bridge, but let's see how fast they can take it down. Does look like they want to sacrifice a couple of halberdiers for this. Here comes a Treb. Probably will bite VNHouse in the ass in this section. Oh, big smash. We're not sure how much health this bridge has got, but I do believe it's going to be pretty low right about now. And down it goes. VNHouse making the smart moves there. Did not force a push. Although it did look like it was pretty secured. Actually, first time I've ever seen the Metallitor strategy of shooting over the wall. Normally you'd see the Metallitors on the wall, but good positioning from some of these players. Fresh and brand new positioning, definitely more secure than before. None of the siege towers does seem to have made it. First generation have all been destroyed, except for the left-hand siege tower. Does look like the wall will go down. Down goes the left-hand siege tower. Down goes the wall. VNHouse now has the opportunity to go through and find the stairs, or go for the B-side stairs as well. The battering ram is about to make it towards the main gate. VNHouse probably still looking for an opportunity. We're just going to take a quick look at the natural spawn of how many units each team has. We have 1537 for the attackers and 1220 for the defenders. That's a difference of around about 317 to be exact. 317 units could be as small as 10 and could be as wide as 20, but I do believe it's going to be a small number of just 10 units. Well, yeah, 10 units. Does look like JCT want to suppress the siege towers once more. This could be a stronghold at A. I'd like to see good holds at A. As long as these siege towers don't get up, I do believe JCT will commit to a hold. A push through the broken wall could be brutal for VNHouse, mainly because you can run cavalry right across there, and since we're expecting a lot of infantry coming out from VNHouse to get on top of the wall, cavalry advantage for JCT will be devastating. Down goes the right-hand siege tower yet again. Left-hand siege tower is going to be a little late, but a massive stall on the center siege tower. It does look like the left-hand siege tower did go down. Not enough people to push that middle side tower. It's going to be difficult to do anything right now. VNHouse choosing to deploy some mortars. Down goes the middle side siege tower. Doesn't look like VNHouse is getting any legway. With 5 minutes left to go, VNHouse has got to do something. They're going to be forced to do a massive rush now. Coming in through the broken wall. None going through the main gate. We're about to have a final look. We've got berserkers at the front for VNHouse, I believe. We've got some flamethrowers up at the top. Good positioning for them. They're better at shooting downwards than they are shooting upwards. Metallators as well. Absolutely devastating, this team. I don't know where they're going. I would have just burst right through for B. This is probably a mistake going switching around. You know that JCT has a massive force at A. Why would you not burst forward for the B section? Gambling that JCT would have no cavalry in order to catch your infantry and would not follow up fast enough. This Treb mostly misses, but a big hit coming in. 2 big hits. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough to turn the tide. VNHouse probably making a massive mistake, getting trapped here by a Loyal Guard. Loyal Guard at the front finally collapsing due to not enough block. But Imperial Pike Marchers are challenging each other. It will be more difficult for Imperial Pike Marchers to march down than it is up, I do believe. Another Treb comes in, probably some good hits, but doesn't turn the tide just yet. But we're now getting sandwiched here for the main push on the stairs, on the inner stairs on the right-hand side. Palace Guard's also in the mix. VNHouse definitely struggling, but they have the right-hand siege tower with after all of that battling. Right-hand siege tower will gain a massive advantage of being on top of the wall already. But they haven't given up just yet. Massive losses for both sides, but the defenders have dragged 100 or so kills in their favor, means around about 3 odd units plus. Left-hand siege tower is about to make it. This will be a good way to sandwich the JCT on top of the stairs. But JCT going all in for the A point. Not a single person left at the B point. VNHouse, if VNHouse sees this, they can actually send someone over to the B point for free. Doesn't look like anyone's taking the risk. Good Treb. Reinforcing units will walk straight into it. That Halberdier Sergeant did mostly get massive hits, but it's not completely deleted. We've got some Loyal Guards leading the way. More Loyal Guards. I did believe I saw some Expedition Knights, but Loyal Guards for days right now. Another Treb, but it's going to be late. I might hit these Palace Guards as they charging in. Whoa. Nah, unfortunate. Getting swept up out from the right-hand side. Left-hand side does seem to be resurging with units. We've got some Tertials in the back sitting on this supply point. VNHouse is relegated to just some Tier 2 and Tier 1 units. Lots of Fortebrasher. Fortebrasher will be great after all of the abilities have been used. Some Royal Janissaries, in fact. Royal Janissaries are not going to be great at the front line here, mainly because they will not be able to break through a pike line.
but Iron Pagodas are charging strictly in. Can they get all the way in? Nafan Guards doing work here, burning down 1 or 2 squads right now. This is good, but Nafan Guards are alone now. Going to get pushed out. The battle is coming down, but it does look like VNHouse is inching ever so closer to the A point. Massive numbers. We've got 2 sets of tertials. We've got grape shots. We've got Imperial Arquebusiers. Front line is made up of just pikemen right now. VNHouse doing really well after the first few stages, but does look like the defenders is slowly collapsing. In fact, 300 unit deficit is turned back. We've got some loyal guards coming in the back. Does look like the tertials did back off or get swept out. Loyal guards from both sides squeezing these squeezing VNHouse at the A point. Rotating Imperial, not Imperial Pikes, Pike Militia at the back. They want to keep sandwiching these guys. Just a Imperial Pike guard right now from VNHouse. VNHouse have no units left on the field. This is going to be very bad with less than a minute to go. VNHouse really needs to sweep out the remainder of this force, but loyal guards are definitely difficult to take out. We got some halberdiers in the back here, just bottom line halberdiers, in fact. Good or better against cavalry. But now you're on top of the wall, though. No cavalry to fear. VNHouse is deploying their cavalry in order to intercept some of the reinforcement. But with nothing to challenge JCT on top of the wall, it does look like VNHouse is going to lose the attack. The halberdier finally gets swept out. We've got 12 members alive for JCT and 13 members for VNHouse. VNHouse actually having a 400 unit advantage, but it does them none if they don't get a force up here. VNHouse is trying to get towards the V point. V point has been open for ages, but it will not have enough time to capture anything, in fact. It's very unfortunate for VNHouse. VNHouse will lose their attack. JCT doing very well, delaying those siege towers to get up onto the wall and doing a full commitment for A side, not letting the attackers rest even for a moment. Good effort, VNHouse. Good effort, JCT. This will be an interesting battle. It could have gone either way there. If VNHouse did get A, I do believe they could have swept JCT right out. But unfortunately, with JCT committing all the way for A, VNHouse did not get the opportunity to use some of their other units, especially the cavalry we did get to see at the end there. They did not have the infantry or the capabilities of capturing A at that point. Good job. Well done. A lot of spears coming out from VNHouse now, recognizing that although the spears are devastating, their staying powers are fairly weak. After their combo is finished, they'll basically have to back off. Same with Jewel Blades. VNHouse will probably be much better at killing heroes than they are at killing units, but you can let your units to kill the other enemy units. I do believe I have information on the next set of next attack. This time we get to watch JCT attack VNHouse, and it is on Heilong Fjord. Heilong Fjord being new to this season. It's going to be interesting what kind of defense VNHouse decides to pull. Normally an all-in for A and B is the way to go, but we have seen some successful C and base defenses before. JCT will have a tough time attacking, depending on how well VNHouse can control their cavalry. Pog Jam.
I'm gonna quickly grab a cup of water. I'll be back. Bum, 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 bum. Heilong Fjord. Heilong Fjord is the map that JCT is attacking. We have commonly seen Heilong Fjord in some of the earlier stages. I mean, in the first round elimination, quite a few people picked it. It's a guess that the Heilong Fjord is going to be the map of choice for the finals, so better get practice on it. What I mean by that is that Heilong Fjord will definitely have some influence over the final. So the finals normally is the best out of 5. 2 of them are dedicated to the map of the season. I believe map of the season will be Heilong Fjord. Otherwise, it could be Tulavaros. Although I've never actually seen Tulavaros, the map anyway. Second round for VNHouse versus JCT is about to begin. We got Heilong Fjord with JCT attacking and VNHouse defending. It's going to be very interesting to see what kind of units they're bringing. I'm just going to turn off my cam just so you guys can have a look at what they're bringing. Quite a lot of cap from VNHouse. Not unexpected. Those spear users definitely want to use their cavalry. It will be a bit difficult because they'll only come from one or two directions. Heilong Fjord is a map with a lot of bends and restrictions for cavalry. Probably not enough pikemen, I would say. I think they JCT underestimating the cavalry usage for VNHouse, but nonetheless, we've got a lot of loyal guards coming out for JCT. JCT definitely loves them loyal guards. They did hold strong before, and I hope they will again. This will be a interesting battle. VNHouse will probably go with the strategy of uh, just throwing units at each other. Come down to a war of attrition. Defenders do have a slight advantage in the counter initiative sense. They'll wait for JCT to get in, and then smack them as hard as they can once they're in a position of weakness. Massive a split push here, but probably a massive mistake. We've got 5 guys moving over, 3 guys pushing on the B side. Does look like they want to mass up here on the A side. A side normally easier to attack.
The bearer believes this will last more than 5 minutes. I do agree with you. JCT actually having less units. This could be down to the fact that there are less serfs. Well, less lower tier units. So quality in quality instead of numbers. So VNHouse really needs to take out that high quality units first. Here comes a semi sally out. Holy cow. JCT sallies out at the B side. B side having basically nothing to deal with these Tundra humans. We've got some Spear Militia and those Metalla Lordies. But actually, take that back. We had just had a Tundra human battle. Tundra humans battling each other here. Berserkers also in the mix. Doesn't go full for a sally out. I mean, well, yeah, I mean, like, why would you stop them? Berserker's just gonna munch on these Spear Militia. But Tundra Humans coming in. Won't finish off the Berserkers, but for sure damages them a lot. Tundra Humans might be caught here. Definitely caught a couple on the backside when they try to get out. JCT finally moving on to the A point. There's not even a moment to lose right now. Action on every section. Another Tundra Human sally out here. VNHouse being super aggressive. Yuhi versing Tundra Humans outside. But we've got the main lineup of loyal guards coming out. Loyal guards, lots of loyal guards from both sides. Grape shot. Does look like we've got some Tertials. Tertials being a popular pick, mainly because can't really use Pavis in the situation. Pavis having the advantage of not being able to, well, having the advantage of a shield. Here comes a Metallitor fire, takes out the mortar for JCT. This Treb is a massive miss here. What are they aiming at? Looks like they're just going to have to survive the fire. This Fortebraccio definitely not braced. Berserkers eating right through a Fortebraccio and a Loyal Guard. Loyal Guard definitely not having a good day. First section for JCT has fallen. Imperial Pike March trying to regain something. But here comes a Winged Hussar charge. Winged Hussar gets stopped by a Imperial Pike March. But the collapse of the front line of JCT is not slowing. Oof. A leapfrog of loyal guards from VNHouse. JCT going all in for this B right now. They just walked right through. Does look like VNHouse finally responds. Oof. Mr. 19 about to get assassinated. Down he goes. Terrible, terrible losses for JCT. JCT probably going to have to send it to a field battle. This is not looking good. VNHouse is definitely winning here. Very early on, in fact. We've got 4 minutes to go. But I do believe that JCT is probably going to run out of viable units at this rate. They'll probably have 2 more rotations. Whoa. Does look like we got some more Tundra humans selling out on the backside. Not securing your units here is going to cost you. Ooh, does pull off the Tundra humans just in time. Some reinforced. Ah, yeah, the Tundra humans would definitely want to eat up those loyal guards. Loyal guards are not particularly good against cavalry. You need them in formation. They can do work, but but they can also be killed fairly easily. The trade for units that are not pikemen are extraordinarily bad in a lot of circumstances, especially against Tundra humans. Tundra humans can force their way through basically through any kind of infantry unit, regardless of the situation. But pikemen will do work on them. Impeding force changes will be the key. We've got some loyal guards finally engaging. JCT is getting hit heavily by Metallitors. That Berserker eating up another Berserker. Oh no, they exchange evenly, in fact. Here comes a Winged Hussar getting all the way through, in fact. Only half stopping for Flamethrowers. Flamethrowers actually getting sliced apart on the backside. That is terrible coverage. JCT's collapse of the front line. More Winged Hussars coming through, but get stopped by Fortebraccio at the front. Here comes Berserkers. They will eat through anything.
They've got enough damage and enough tankiness. They need to reform that line. Take out those berserkers. Those berserkers are still in the mix. They may have an advantage in numbers, only slightly. In fact, I do believe I stand corrected. VNHouse will sweep out JCT here again. Those berserkers are doing an amazing job at the front for VNHouse. Unfortunate for those Tundra Humans. Tundra Humans just walking straight into those Water Rusher. Here comes another Wing to Sa. Wing to Sa hits basically nothing because everything's dead. Emergency response from Alphaldeers coming through. We've got one Nafan Guard left alive. It's still firing, but grape shots going off for VNHouse. We've still got the Metallators, so definitely only just two of them, in fact. Still do some work, but JCT definitely not having any kind of staying power right now. Not enough infantry, not enough anything. Super overwhelmed by VNHouse. VNHouse crushing it right now. We've got 500 unit deficit. Sorry, I stand corrected. 600 units deficit. JCT is just throwing units at VNHouse. VNHouse is eating them up like candy. Berserkers are probably still in the fight. I did see a couple. Here comes some shield maidens. We got more Imperial Pikes. Here comes another Wing Desar charge. VNHouse definitely loving those Wing Desar charges, and they are doing amazing. VNHouse really sending just the heroes to stall at B. This Alphaldeers could be great for killing off the VNHouse, but does look like it's just outnumbered. Here comes reinforcement from Alphaldeers from VNHouse. VNHouse is holding B fairly well. Doesn't look like JCT is going to get enough people here. The fight is still going on at A as well as reinforcing JCT players come in. Finally, the front line absolutely collapses here. But we're just down to serfs. The pushing power is reduced to basically nothing. Less than 12 seconds. 10 seconds now. A cannot be getting that. You cannot capture A in this amount of time, nor can you capture B now. Less than 5 seconds to go. 2, 1, and the defense goes for VNHouse wins their defense. It will come down to a final field battle. Oof. JCT and VNHouse putting up a good effort. VNHouse doing a great job at pressuring JCT. JCT definitely. Yeah, of course it lasted 5 minutes. They had to eat through a lot of units there. I think JCT is going to be at a disadvantage in usage on a field battle. Definitely haven't seen very many cav users. VNHouse love their cav users, and not only are they cav users, they're also using the spear. Spears are great on a field. In this turn of event, I would say JCT won their first battle just on strategy. VNHouse lacking the strategy. In this case, in the second battle, JCT had a strategy, but VNHouse were just better overall. Or maybe it's just JCT not having a flexible strategy or a strategy that encompassed a lot of facets. Weakness, there was a lot of weakness for JCT. VNHouse doing really well. Some of their players taking opportunities when they can, especially the sally out at B, in fact, killing a couple of serfs, some spear militia, but does look like the counter response for getting those Tundra humans killed was probably terrible. Berserkers are very difficult to kill. Again, I would not even bother to do anything to Berserkers. A sacrifice for Berserkers is a wasted effort, especially if you cannot follow it up. But Berserker's working out extraordinarily well at the A point. Definitely getting in the mix, making sure to slow down any kind of reformation. JCT not resting. Definitely throwing in units when they didn't have to. And congratulations for VNHouse, exchanging just really well for everything. Definitely showing that in isolated situations, VNHouse has got some better players, or at least better positioning. Timing of each engagement did seem to be in favor of VNHouse, even when the initiative was given to JCT. All right, very soon we're about to have the very last battle of the day. Grassland field battle is going to be the decider of the match. I do think VNHouse has the advantage. Come on, Mr. Director Man. You shouldn't be this delayed. Or, no, my clean feed is just shit itself again. JCT. JCT won the first round. VNHouse won the second round. And right now, we're about to see a decider. I'll tell you right now, I think VNHouse will win a field battle. JCT is actually from JC, I believe. Let me just double check that for you, Friar. No, they're DI. They're from DI. They're from Dragon Island. Yeah, it's actually pretty. It's actually pretty insulting for VNHouse to lose their attack. Go JC, go JC. A lot of spears from both sides. In fact, a couple of spear users from JCT as well. But we have also a ton of short sword users. Short sword users will be great for holding a point. Let's see how well this works out for them. Actually, interesting to see a lot of infantry coming out. VNHouse did, or do you mean JCT did? I believe you mean JCT in this situation, right? Hang on, I gotta reset this clean feed yet again because I think it just froze on me. Oh, a little bit of a struggle. Oh, come on. What are you doing? What are you doing to me? I have no idea. The clean fleet just cut out on me, alright? You get nothing. I don't know why the clean feed's just refusing to work right now. Ah, fine, whatever. Delete it and read it. No, no, no. This is just from thing. An A and V side push from VNHouse already. JCT is on the back foot. They have gotten the B point, but pressured from both hand side. JCT is definitely not looking in a good position. They'll need to hold the B point and also protect their base point, but they could be stretched thin here. My face is stopping what? I think the clean feed died. Definitely probably need to commit more. JCT getting cleaned up at the A side. Massive. God, the more battle around C, or the supply point at the very least. JCT is sacrificing a lot in order to just keep VN houses there, but I don't know, Jimmy. Does look like JCT is about to get the supply point back. JCT actually winning back C at the moment. Van House losing out, trying to get the B point. This is probably a big upset right now. Van House holding a good advantage, but that advantage is about to be lost. JCT doing works around the B right now. They will get reinforcements soon, but they'd rather go towards the C section. Not good. Not good. Without reinforcement, this B section will fall. They don't have enough people at C, and it does look like B's about to be... Damn! What a gamble. No reinforcement for the B point. B point's about to be taken with a triple cap coming out. Does look like VN House will get an absolute advantage. Down goes the ticker. Down goes the base point. 8 heroes left for JCT right now. JCT definitely dying a lot. Definitely not a good idea to die this often, this early on. Grape Shot is melting people at the C point. VN House will definitely... Wow. I don't think JCT understands teamwork right now. They're just throwing bodies at this point. Another Grape Shot just absolutely ripping that person down. That Grape Shot will probably get another victim fairly soon. Just 2 people here at the C point. But VN House has an absolute absolute advantage with a triple cap. JCT not having enough players on the field now. 11 players spawned back in, but they're stretched a little bit thin. 3 players have gone straight to C, ignoring the supply point and just diving straight into the center of Fortebraccio. Fortebraccios are tough buggers. They got enough armor and health to sustain a fight, and they won't go down easy. Less than 20 seconds to go. This will be a fast battle. I don't think it definitely take less than 5 minutes, Faro. I think most of the time I spent was trying to fix this clean feed. Unfortunate for JCT. JCT does look like they're not going to get any points splitting their forces up like this. I thought they would turn it around, but unfortunately, JCT loses the field battle. You went to the toilet and the battle is over. JCT lost. Bye, Fire. Go back to your exam. But indeed, VNHouse is the winner. They are now in the top 8 teams. Going to go into the quarter semifinals. Yeah, the quarterfinals? No, the quarter semifinals. The semi-quarterfinals? You got the quarterfinals, then you got the semifinals, and then the finals. The quarterfinal is out of 4 people. Yeah, sorry, the semi-quarterfinals. So the top 8 people. Wow, I am very bad at this. Anyway, tonight we got to see MJ versus FLT. Unfortunately, MJ lost and forfeited. They lost the first match, forfeited the second match. FLT or Fomalhaut is the top 8, as to be expected from former top 4. We also got to see VNHouse versus JCT. JCT winning the first match with a strong defense and all in at A, and VNHouse also winning their defense on Heilong Fjord. But when it came down to a field battle, VNHouse decimated JCT with a triple point cap. It's very unfortunate for JCT, but VNHouse is the top 8. They will go on to the second stage. Tomorrow we get to see Tess versus Hong Kong X and Hot versus MC. But besides that, I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I will be streaming the tournament for every match I can. But other than that, my name is Atsky. Have a nice day.